couple of good opportunities. Michelle Sylvie's had a couple of opportunities for the Carolina Fury.
We were commentating last time on Josh Twite and Joe Huey, the Battle of the Beards. Josh Twite actually had a baseball hat on, so he kind of more looked like the Duck Dynasty guys.
Oh man!
Where Joe Huey kind of looks like more of an evil Amish guy.
Hopefully they don't know that from you, the evil Amish guy. And then the Duck Dynasty guy. There's a shot that goes just wide, and now we'll get a whistle as the referee will signal a face-off deep here in Saints territory. And no score in this game. Over in Pool B, we know how that table will finish out with.
Carolina definitely new to Power Hockey. They're a newer organization, so hopefully they can build from within and for years to come and be a stronger force in Power Hockey.
They'll likely finish as the number 4 seed here in Pool A, which would mean a quarterfinal matchup tomorrow against a very good team in the Philadelphia Power Play. Although should Carolina pull a big upset in this game, that would of course throw the standings in a big flux, but so far right now, if the standings were to hold, it would be Carolina versus the Philadelphia Power Play tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Saints would be matched up with the team from Michigan. 9:39 to go here in the first period. Face-off will be in Saints territory. Taking the face-off will be Jim Thompson for the Fury against Twite. Lifted towards the net, and not sure if Hughley saw that one coming, but she apparently did make the save, as the referee will try to dig that out from under her chair. And now we're actually going to get a face-off, I believe, down. Actually, now the referee signaling something at the table. Mike, I'm not sure if he's calling a penalty or something.
I'm not sure either,
Yeah.
but there's a goal.
They're going to call it a goal. I was thinking that it looked like Hughley didn't see that initial shot.
No.
The referee was trying to dig it out from under her chair like she made the save, but apparently it trickled through her chair into the net, so it's 1-0 Carolina.
Wow. Yeah, this is new to see from the Saints, so they're down 1-0. Again, they're resting Chad Wilson, but this is they're going to actually have to fight back now and definitely try to come out with a win.
Yeah, Mike, you and I have seen a couple of at least Minnesota regional games where it seems like whenever Chad comes out for his team, they sometimes struggle. And so far that's kind of been the case here as they are losing here to the Carolina Fury 1-0. But a good experience for these guys because you never know tomorrow if Chad gets a penalty. You got to get used to playing without him.
Correct, and that's true. And don't sleep on Carolina. They have the ability to put the puck on the net, and they will do that. And this will be my last commentary, and I'm going to bring on a player that was on earlier, and Roddy Harb. So I'll take it up to him. Actually, maybe a better commentator partner, Brett.
That was a terrible outro, Mike.
I know, it's terrible.
In the meantime, it'll be Carolina with the puck in their own corner. As I'll try to get things situated for Harb to join us here on the broadcast. And that'll be cleared away by Carolina. Trickling towards, just went wide of the net, I should say. And will be picked up by the Minnesota Saints. There we go. And now here comes Josh Twite for the Minnesota Saints trying to lead the rush, but he got bobbled up there by Michelle Sylvie. Interesting storyline. Michelle Sylvie, actually the mother of George Sylvie, who also plays on the Carolina Fury team. And she'll try to clear it. Twite there to make the block. As now we're joined by our broadcast partner for today's game. Robbie, good to have you on the broadcast with us.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Happy to be commentating.
Yeah, of course, you guys had a tough game against a very talented Philadelphia team.
Yeah,
kept it close early with them, but they're just a tough squad.
Yeah, they definitely have good team play, good speed, everything a successful team should have. Really, that was a really tough game.
Yeah, of course.
But
going to say here in this game, Carolina Fury likely will play that Philadelphia team tomorrow, and
that's right. They're going to have some trouble, but things miracles can happen.
Exactly. Of course.
A good lob by Jim.
And trying to send that towards the net.
Oh, nice little move by Twite there, but looks like Jim's going to beat him to the ball.
Yeah, Twite's kind of been the catalyst for the Minnesota Saints so far in this game, with Chad Wilson not playing in this. As now Sylvie will try to throw that across the crease.
Trying to pop it up there.
And it'll still be loose. Twite will pick it up from the far side corner now.
To really be driving the action in this match, unless Chad comes out.
Yeah, Mike and I were talking about maybe coaching staff trying to rest Chad Wilson for tomorrow's game, since
that's right.
They'll be playing a good team from Michigan, who, even though they're the number 4 seed, certainly not a team to be overlooked with their numerous battles against the Minnesota Saints in their past.
Yep. Also, risk of chair damage, all of that. If you just step out, anything could happen. So they do need to rest him.
Of course, you guys for the Ottawa Capitals will be the number 2 seed in that pool. I believe you'll end up matched up with Toronto or Calgary. And, of course, fellow Canadian teams are probably pretty familiar with both those squads.
That's right. Actually, we haven't really played Toronto all that much.
Oh, there's a goal for Carolina.
Nice little wraparound move by Jim there.
Yeah, scoring the goal for Carolina. That's going to be Jim Thompson picking up the goal. So it's 2-0. Favor of the Fury, and now we're going to see some subs here for the Minnesota Saints.
I expect Chad to come out at this point.
Yeah, you wonder. Well, I'd have to look at the pools to see if they've already clinched the number 1 seed, because if they do have the number 1 seed clinched, then they might not bring him into the game.
That's right. That's a good point.
But I'm not sure how the tiebreakers and such would work if Carolina were to pull the upset in this one. Yeah, we were talking about, though, how your Ottawa squad, you haven't played, I think Calgary you said a lot, correct?
No, I haven't played the Toronto
Toronto,
Lake Raiders much.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we did, they had an entirely different roster. Little 2-on-1 here.
Yeah, 2-on-1 opportunity here for the Minnesota Saints.
That's right.
Trying to get something going, trailing 2-0. In fact, I believe they only have 1 or 2 shots on goal so far in this game, with 4:45 remaining here in the first period.
Twite's just waiting up there for the ball to trickle out.
Yeah, a lot of teams like to run those plays.
That's right.
Philadelphia ran that to
leaving
perfect.
The back open.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
There, it finally did go in. I was going to say, how did that not go in the net? But picking up the goal for Minnesota, it looks like it'll be Jacob Holmquist.
That's right.
He was sitting on that doorstep for it seemed like an eternity.
Yeah, good reaction, though. He was there. He put it in. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Waiting till the last second, but he picks up the goal. Good job by Holmquist. Makes his hometown of Rockford, Minnesota, and he cuts the deficit in half. Mike, not sure if we can get a replay of that one, or if we just did have the replay. Okay, good. So now Carolina will have it.
Call me crazy, but if they don't bring out Chad, I think Carolina has the advantage in this match.
Absolutely. I know you missed the first couple of minutes, but Carolina's clearly had the better of the play, I think, so far in this game.
Yeah.
But now the Saints have gotten a little bit of offense going.
Nice little lob to get it deep.
Of course, the nice part here, power hockey, no icing, so you can always clear the puck like that and get things out of danger.
Oh, Jim kind of getting in a little rough there, but
And referees letting them play. Of course, in your game, you guys, I think, only had 2 total penalties between the teams in your game, so
Yeah.
not a lot of power play action. You didn't get one of those penalties, did you?
I got a couple.
You got a couple. Oh, man. So I got the goon here from Ottawa.
That's right. Well, once you're down 6-1, it doesn't really matter.
No different than ice hockey.
That's right.
Where you sometimes get some physical play, shall we say.
Just give them some scars. Make
That's
them
right.
remember you.
That's right.
Sylvie coming down the wing. Loses it, though.
And
A little bit of a turnover.
And we'll see if Minnesota can capitalize here on that turnover. Again, they trailed this game 2-1 in a bit of a surprise early on, but they are playing without
dig
their
it
star,
out.
Chad Wilson. And now
Nice
trying to
little
get that
pass.
backdoor pass, but couldn't quite
Wow.
connect. Yeah, you and I were thinking the same thing, trying to get into that back door, but just quite couldn't get enough muster on that pass.
Wimmergren was ready. He was right there.
Matt Wimmergren, I believe, from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Guy who played adapted high school sports in Minnesota in a slightly different version of adapted hockey. Was a very good player in that league, and of course has been a very talented player here in power wheelchair hockey as well.
He's been around ever since I started playing, so he's definitely someone I look up to. He knows his position, right? He knows his role, so.
Let's get you some stats on some of those Minnesota Saints players, at least as of yesterday. Wimmergren picked up a goal and 2 assists, and another ho-hum game for Chad Wilson, 7 goals and 1 assist.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Well, we did pick up a penalty against the Minnesota Saints, so it'll be a power play here for Carolina.
Okay.
It's interesting, at least when we were calling your game, Robbie, it seemed like you guys almost played better defensively when you were on the penalty kill.
Yeah, we.
Or at least Philadelphia couldn't quite get as many opportunities.
That's because we're playing our offensive men really high up because they're going to beat our speed regardless. So you have to play them really close, which gives them a lot of breakaway opportunities.
Okay.
So it's risk-reward in a sense.
I remember that first power play in your game against Philadelphia was all up and down for both squads. It was kind of entertaining to watch for that 2 minutes,
Yeah.
like a track meet almost. So, anyways, back to action here. 1:30 to go here on the Carolina power play to see if they can cash in and extend their lead.
Twite has it here, looking for the look
Quite
for the
good
pass.
pass. And
Okay.
they tried to get it over, I think, to Wimmergren, and now it'll be loose near the near side.
Sylvie trying to knock it out there, but
I kind of like this storyline here. Michelle Sylvie playing for the Carolina Fury, along with her son,
here we go. Sylvie on
George Sylvie.
a little bit of a break.
And Sylvie's had
Jim
a couple.
setting up.
I have to see what they set up here, exactly as you say. Michelle Sylvie will run out of real estate, though.
Yeah. Quirky fact, in the 2010 tournament, Sylvie was actually nicknamed the Bandit because he wore a bandana around his mouth. He's not wearing that this tournament, but it was quite the nickname.
Trying to get a little intimidation with that bandana, perhaps?
Smith & Wesson type style.
That's right. Well, our partner here, Mike York, was saying a couple of the Minnesota players.
Oh,
at
nice
least-
shot.
Yeah, you're right. A good save made, though. I think
So-
a couple of the Minnesota players looked like a couple of Duck Dynasty guys with
Yeah.
their beards.
Yeah,
That's what Mike was saying.
Twite, eh? And, yeah.
I'm sure they appreciate that. And there's a lob shot that goes just wide.
So close.
Yeah, Sylvie with a good opportunity from
That was
Got a weird angle.
actually Jim.
Jim, I should say, okay.
Yeah, that was a nice
Jim
lob by him.
Thompson, yes. So we have just over a minute to go here in the first period. And thanks for tuning in here on Ustream, and see if we have anything going on our comment stream. And again, thanks for tuning on in as we have just over a minute left.
Any questions from the stream?
Not that I'm seeing, trying to glance through and also keep an eye on my roster.
That's right.
Not quite as good at multitasking as Mr. Mike York is, our producer here for this game. Man, now we'll face it off again. Here's Sylvie against Twite in the face-off circle. 2-1, the Carolina Fury with the lead. Good play off the face-off to get that up to Jim Thompson. Thompson's shot was blocked by Twite.
Oh, Twite getting in there a little bit.
And Twite trying to dig that away from Sylvie. And now we'll see if he can start something here in transition as the Saints are now full strength. His
Nice
pass
little shot
intercepted.
in there.
Still loose, and now Minnesota will have it.
Wimmergren coming down the wing there. Sylvie knocks it out. A nice little whack, but not.
I think it's caught under the chair of one of the Carolina players. Now Wimmergren can't quite gather up that puck.
Yeah. Dangerous whacking it through the middle, though. I'd be careful.
18 seconds left. Here's Sylvie from the end wall.
Nice little play by
Sylvie
Sylvie.
centers it, and
Oh,
a
wow.
good save there made by Hughley for Minnesota. And a good centering pass here with 9.6 seconds left to go here
If
in
the
period number
goaltender
one.
wasn't hugging that post, that was in.
Exactly. Good fundamental play there from
Yep.
Hughley, the goaltender for Minnesota. Cindy Hughley, hometown Minneapolis, also plays a little bit of defense for the Saints on occasion. See what Carolina can draw up here with 9.6 seconds to go. Not a whole lot of time to work with. Off the face-off, they get a shot right on goal, but Hughley makes the save. Down to 3 seconds, and that'll pretty much do it here for period number one. So a
Well,
little bit of a surprise here in the first period. 2-1, Carolina
right.
leads the Saints. Well, we'll take a timeout, get a word in from our sponsors, and come back for period number two here on PowerHockeyCup.com.
oh, we see Chad on the court here.
Carolina's ahead, 2-1.
There we go. Oh, I don't think we're muted. I can hear myself.
Unassisted.
Welcome on back here to the Roy Wilkins. Getting ready for the start of period number two. Broadcast tonight brought to you by Thiel Technologies. Thiel Technologies provides advanced high-speed packaging and converting automating solutions worldwide to a variety of industries, including fresh and frozen food, dairy, bakery, pet food, beverages, and lots more. Also, our broadcast brought to you by Impressions Incorporated. They're a family-owned and operated company specializing in the design and production of high-end paperboard packaging. Awesome Design, also providing coverage of tonight's game. They do graphics, logos, websites. That's awesome. Awesome Design. Dyna Equipment Incorporated also sponsoring tonight's game, as they began back in 1971, representing bulk material handling and process equipment manufacturers. Rolex Vans also sponsoring tonight's game, as Rolex Vans is the only mini and full-size van manufacturer selling new and used wheelchair vans directly to you. That's Rolex Vans, as we're underway here in the second period. Bit of a surprise, Robbie, with Carolina out in front 2-1.
Yep, but now we see Chad come out, so I don't know if this lead will last long, but... And there it is. Only 18 seconds into the period.
Didn't even get a chance to say anything, and he already gets a goal to tie this one up at 2, so guess so much for his break, huh?
That's right.
Yep.
Also, we see a player that wasn't around yesterday, Christina Kent, supporting Chad, which she's quite a good player, so good to see her around.
Well, we're knotted up here at 2 as a one-period break from Chad Wilson is over. As now we'll see what he can do here for Minnesota as he weaves his way down. Tries to do a little toe drag style.
Nice little toe drag.
Of course, we saw Jake Saxton for the Philadelphia team do a little bit of that as well.
Yep.
Of course, you guys, though, for Ottawa, at least did get a couple of opportunities. I know you and Mohammed and
Moses.
York had a couple of chances as well,
at
least in transition.
Yeah.
That's a tough team from Philadelphia.
The key word is team. They all play together.
Yeah, exactly. We were just amazed that they're 11, 13, 16 years old, and they play like that.
That's right. And there's 3 of them, so it's going to be tough if it's a Philly-Minnesota final.
Yeah, of course, Carolina will have their hands full, as they'll likely play Philadelphia.
Right. Wimmergren without even a stick. He must have dropped it along the way.
Yeah, Wimmergren. Oh, I'm trying to.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's right by
ice.
Jim Thompson's. Yeah, it's right out there at center.
Chad coming down the wing.
Here's Chad Wilson. He'll lose it, though, as it'll be cleared away by Thompson down the length of the ice. I guess it's technically a floor, but it's hockey. We can call it ice.
I'll call it an ice.
That's right.
Wimmergren setting Chad up with the pick.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this works out. Chad Wilson,
go.
man,
Just
does he make it
blows
look
by.
easy.
Wow. Takes a pause.
And that's a goal. Boy, just nonchalantly weaved his way into the zone and scores a goal.
Yeah,
Like I said, he doesn't even make it look like it has much effort.
I think Wimmergren actually put that one in, but
Yeah, off the rebound.
yeah, but definitely it was Chad facilitating that play.
We'll have to see what the official scoring is.
That's right.
Either way, Wilson will get a goal and an assist. I think you might be right, though, on the Wimmergren rebound attempt. Didn't quite catch a look at that on the replay, but we'll have to wait.
Tough. It was tough to see from our angle.
Yeah. So already 2 minutes into the period, and the Saints have scored 2 goals.
1 minute 47 second period. Number 20.
Wimmergren looking for the pass to Chad.
Oh, good call. It was Wimmergren.
Assistant number 87, Chad Wilson.
Here's
Sylvie
Jim.
takes a shot, and here we go.
Here comes Chad Wilson.
Here he comes.
Chad Wilson makes the move. A little lift shot, but good block there by the Carolina defense. 12 and a half to go here in the second period. 3-2, Minnesota's taken the lead after Carolina had a brief 2-1 lead in the second period when Chad Wilson
Chad's
was
just waiting
resting.
patiently.
And, no goal. I thought
no
that
goal.
one clinged off the far side post and went in, but
Sylvie
no,
has
went
it.
wide.
But Minnesota really putting on the pressure down deep.
Amazing how much one player can change a thing for a team.
Oh,
change
yeah.
things, I should say. It's not only did Carolina have the lead, but I think you and I were in agreement thinking that Carolina had the better of that play in the first period.
Yeah, they definitely were dominant.
And now it's the Chad Wilson period number 2, as he has a goal and an assist in
They
just
need
over
to-
2 minutes of action.
Yeah, if Carolina wants to stay in this, there needs to be 2-man on them at all times.
When you're facing a star player, you of course face that youngster from Philadelphia. What do you do to shut down a good player like that, or at least keep them in check?
It's hard, you know. As you can tell, I haven't even figured it out yet. Losing 6-1, but okay. Let's see.
Yeah, like I said, it's not necessarily even shutting down. Just trying to
That's right.
figure out a way to keep them in check
he's
where they don't
going
go out and score 8 goals. And oh man, what a goal there
What a
by
goal. Jonathan
Chad Wilson.
Greason thought he was going for the back door. He started backing up, and Chad did a little reverse psychology and just wrapped it right around.
That was a sneaky little goal.
That was a pretty play.
So second goal here for Chad Wilson, and the Saints have opened up a 4-2 lead.
Yep. Any questions from the chat?
Now let's see, trying to glance through here. We have Adam saying, I don't know all the mini players, but this looks a lot like London, Canada, 2007.
Scoring for Minnesota.
Referring to an old tournament, possibly.
Yeah.
Number 20, Wemmergren. The assist to 87, Wilson.
Mike York and I have called a couple of power hockey games, at least in regional play here in Minnesota, and
That's right.
there was one game we called where they brought out Chad Wilson for a little while. He left a game.
Uh-huh.
I think his team trailed by 7 goals, and they brought him in, and they made a big comeback at the end. So
Yeah, I actually
kind of the same
watched,
storyline here.
I watch your Minnesota streams,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah,
I
it's
see how Chad plays in those as well.
a little over 10 minutes to go here in the
Christina
Second
Cannon in the
period.
corner trying to feed it up, but okay, Chad going for that lob shot again.
he just puts it
Wemmergren
wide.
almost got the rebound there once again.
My Chad is, you can tell how much control he has of that chair as well. He
Yeah, that
does a
chair
great job possessing the puck.
that chair spins on a dime.
That's
Here
about
we
what it
go.
looks like. Look at the move there from Chad
Oh, nice
Wilson.
patience.
And I'll try a little toe drag, but couldn't quite get that
Nope.
shot off.
This is the type of pressure that North Carolina should be putting. That's right.
And kind of, I guess, so to speak, get a little more physical, if you will.
You have to.
Get in their way.
It's risk reward. You know, you give him too much room, he'll score on you. But if you don't, you'll get penalties. So you have to figure it out.
Well, so far Carolina has not picked up a penalty in this game. They did have one power play back in the first period for the Fury. They didn't score. And that's been it in terms of penalties, which is a little bit different than the end of the Michigan-Minnesota Selects game, which actually ended 4-on-3 during the last minute of that game with 3 players total in the box, 2 from Michigan, 1 from Minnesota. That was a game that the Minnesota Selects won by a score of 6-4.
That was quite the upset, in my opinion. But it was a great effort by Michigan Mustangs.
Michigan will be the number 4 seed in Pool B. They'll likely end up with a matchup here against the Minnesota Saints. Should be a good one.
Nice little backhand.
Yeah, Wilson, not only a good forehand shot, but also a good backhanded shot as well.
No, he was actually practicing that backhand on break there. He just was getting warmed up.
So face off deep here in Carolina territory. And looking at the Carolina Fury, we'll see if we can grab some stats from yesterday for the Fury hockey team. One of the new in power hockey, I've heard. Yesterday they did have Jim Thompson pick up 2 assists while George Sylvie had 3 goals.
Looks like Chad's having a little trouble controlling the ball today. It seems like he needs to get really close for the shot. Typically he's able to get a long lob, so I don't know, maybe that's the chair overheating, or because typically he doesn't go to his backhand, he tries to get it forehand, so I wonder what's happening there.
Well, you wonder then, maybe if that's the reason why he was held out of the first period.
Possibly.
Maybe his chair wasn't ready to go or something.
Possibly it was overheated. See, he's kind of struggling. I don't know.
Yeah, not quite looking like the usual Chad Wilson you're thinking, that you're used to seeing.
I'm used to seeing him take the long shots, but seems like he needs to get real close.
Of course, talking about chairs overheating, that's got to be frustrating for a player.
Oh, yeah.
You're not able to get in the game when you get that to happen.
That's right. Especially when all the chairs are faster than yours. It's
Yeah.
the worst experience in the world.
8:28 to go here in the second period. Face-off will be in Carolina territory as
But even if it's overheating, they're still controlling the play. It's not like he's, you know.
he's kind of gone to like, for a basketball analogy, like LeBron James Jr.
That's right.
Not quite the extremely dominant
See,
player.
he's trying to get real close there. Oh,
Yeah, I think, you wonder if Carolina's kind of picked that up a little bit too, as they've kind of weathered the storm after the Saints had a couple of quick goals in the second period.
that's right.
They're almost playing back a little more too when Wilson has
Seems
it, maybe
like it.
picking up on that. Here's
Nice
Sylvie
little
trying to
flip
clear
from
it away.
Sylvie. But Chad's going to be there to pick it up.
Yeah, it seems like he can be just about everywhere.
Yeah.
Here's Chad Wilson.
Nice little check by Sylvie. Those are the moves that, really need to happen. Nice
Makes
little
a-
slap.
Makes a slap shot, but a
Good
good
slap.
save there, made there by the Carolina goaltender. That's Jonathan Greason playing in net for Carolina.
Oh, another little lob, and it's
No goal,
no
the
goal.
referee says.
no goal.
Still loose down there,
Oh,
and now
wow.
Jim Thompson able to clear it away. Slap
whoa,
or
whoa.
backhander by Wilson, but I think the referee had blown it dead already.
Yeah.
Blown dead
I don't know.
as
He might get a penalty for that, maybe not. But
that'd be a tough call because even I didn't know that one was dead. It was kind of a quiet whistle from the referee.
little scrum here.
Well, now they're going to talk things over. Well, while they do that,
To me, it was a clear whistle, but when you're in the game, sometimes your attention's on the floor.
exactly.
You never know.
I'm talking about the Carolina goaltender Jonathan Greason, giving you numbers on him. He yesterday gave up kind of a rough outing, giving up 13 goals, but overall actually did stop a number of shots as his save percentage still above 50. So
Yeah.
anytime you give up 13 goals, kind of rough in 2 games, but well, it's kind of the growing pains of being a new team. I've heard Carolina a little bit new here at Power Hockey, at least at the national and international level.
Yeah, they're a somewhat new team. Their league actually started around the year ours started.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we met in 2010,
I got you. And
fighting for 8th or 7th place.
Penalty called against
I think they call that the consolation game to make you guys feel a little better
Yeah,
about
but-
yourselves, but I'm sure it doesn't do a whole lot.
No, it felt like a gold medal game at the time.
Yeah. Well, for Ottawa, how long have you guys had your league going then?
We actually started in 2009, and
Oh, okay.
we've grown to 4 teams now. So,
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
got bronze last year in the Canadian tournament.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the other Canadian teams, we have Calgary and Toronto playing. Do they have any other areas that have
Yeah,
hockey teams in Canada, such as, like Montreal or Vancouver?
for sure. I want to give a big shout out to the Toronto Rock. They're a very strong league, with a very strong traveling team, and they unfortunately weren't able to make it this year, but they're definitely would have been top 3 in this tournament.
Oh, Chad Wilson. Oh, just put that wide of the net.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of looking around thinking he was able to get that off the far side post, but the referee said no, as we'll have a whistle here with just over 6 minutes left in the second period. Again, 8 teams here at the Power Hockey Cup, divided into 2 pools of 4 teams. Of course, tomorrow it doesn't really matter where you finish in your pool because everything starts over.
That's right. We'll be playing Toronto Lake Raiders at 2:30 tomorrow.
Oh, so we did find out it was officially Toronto you
That's
guys were
right.
playing. Okay. Yeah, we knew it was going to be Toronto or Calgary. It was a matter of which one. But
Jim tries to get that ball on the wing, but Chad's just too fast and has a long reach.
got a
Nice
lot
little-
of speed in that chair.
Nice little flip.
It's a big impact on the game as Carolina really hasn't had any offense yet here
we
in the
go.
second
Chad
period.
coming down the wing with all the momentum.
We'll see what he can do.
Might get a pass here. Okay.
Yeah, trying to stuff it in from an odd angle. Good defense play there by
And you
Carolina
see Jim
Fury.
was ahead of Chad there, but Chad's chair just blew right by him. So they really need to be on him at all times.
Here comes for Minnesota, goal scorer from earlier, I believe.
Yep.
Trying to get his second one, and now we have Wilson with the puck. Wilson will lift it into the net for a goal, and it's 5-2.
Nice little lob there by Chad Wilson.
Nice, easy lob, able to find the open part of the net, and
That's right. And they,
Saints open up a 3-goal lead.
and they take Chad off. That's expected, right?
Yeah, wondering if they are trying to rest him up as much as possible, hoping they can now hold a 3-goal lead. I'm sure.
But to be honest, if I were the Minnesota coach, I would have had him on for another goal. Because as we saw earlier, North Carolina has a momentum in this matchup. And in my opinion, you know,
yeah, it's a tough call to make. I'm kind of with you. 3 goals is hard to protect, especially with this much time. But we'll see if it pays off. So it's 5-2, although part of the thinking for the Minnesota coach, that's Josh Holler, might be
nice little turnover by Sylvie. Sylvie breaks off the wing.
Sylvie,
nice
lift
lob.
shot, and just goes wide.
That looked like it was in from our angle.
So now with Wilson out of the game, the burden kind of goes to Twite now to kind of be that guy who roams everywhere and dictates play.
That's right.
It'll be interesting to see if Minnesota brings him back, if Carolina gets this backed into within 1 or 2 goals, especially in the third period.
I think it's a no-brainer, but for me, I wouldn't have taken him off as is.
Well, certainly makes things interesting here in the final pool play game of the day.
As a viewer, you want to see a close match.
Well, viewer Sean says, one of the best strategies you can use against Chad Wilson is try to push him into the corner and trap him.
Yeah.
Probably easier said than done.
Way easier said than done. Nice lob by Sylvie once again.
Yeah, that one just went over the net, so as soon as Chad Wilson leaves the game, it's been Sylvie getting a couple of good chances, Michelle Sylvie.
Oh, nice shot by Jim.
Another shot that goes wide from Jim Thompson.
As predicted, North Carolina dictating the play. Sylvie has the ball here, looking for a lob most likely.
So I got to ask you, as being a pretty experienced player, is this kind of unusual to see what Carolina's doing where they have 2 defensemen way back in their zone with a goaltender, or is that kind of a normal strategy?
To me, it's a bit unorthodox, especially with Chad out there. You would expect one to be closer to the line to provide a little more offense. I mean, it's not like you have someone with super fast chair out there on the court right now.
It pretty much puts a big burden here on Michelle Sylvie and Jim Thompson to cover a lot of ground.
Right. It's always nice to have someone at the line. You can pass to him, get the heat off you, and makes your tactic a little more unpredictable. So I don't know.
Sure, Carolina probably has their reasons for maybe trying the more conventional style, and it didn't work out. Not exactly sure, but as you said, a little bit of an unorthodox style.
Right.
Kind of going with a 2-player offense. And right off the face-off, that one almost trickles into the net.
It looked like it almost hit that in the back end.
Yeah, I wonder if that hit the back wheel of Hughley's chair.
Nice spin by Sylvie, try to get that lob. Oh, Jim has it. Nice backhand.
Here's Sylvie up. Sylvie in the corner.
Probably going to lob it over the net here for Jim.
Good call.
Jim up there, and it's in?
No, it just hit the top of the net. It almost, she was almost, I think, trying to bounce it off Hughley and get that in, but.
Oh, just correction. Sylvie's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
George, Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did I have it mixed up?
Yeah, you said she.
Okay.
It's okay. I was
getting them mixed up, yeah.
I was called a girl all day yesterday, so I don't know how that happened, but.
I'm trying to get my rosters all straightened out, but thanks for the correction. Don't want to mess that one up.
No problem.
Here's Sylvie trying to dig it out.
Oh,
George Sylvie, that is, and that shot goes just wide.
He's getting his chances, right?
Yeah, trying to get his chances here up with Thompson. And that one's lifted just over the net. Should say George Sylvie, who we're referring to. I was saying the unique storyline is that Michelle Sylvie also plays, who's George's mom.
Oh, okay.
Mother-son
That's who it is.
Hockey team, yes.
Okay, go behind. Oh.
And now they'll try to pass it up to Jim Thompson. And he'll dump it in.
Worked out for him.
Sure, if you're Minnesota, you'll kind of take this style right now, where it's remained 5-2. Hoping that you don't have to bring Chad Wilson back in. Here's Twite behind his own net.
Looking for Twite to just whack it out, and
And it will be cleared down the length of the ice. And it'll be picked up by the Saints in their own zone.
Wow.
Thrown out in front, but nobody there.
Nope. Almost got it in the back, though. George Sylvie comes out with it again.
Here comes Sylvie.
Here comes a lob.
And just
It
goes
just misses. Wow. This kid's going to be real good in a couple years.
Of course, Sylvie almost a senior citizen when compared to some of those players on the Philadelphia team.
Yeah, that's
11,
true.
13 years old.
That's true.
Very unique game where you get players ranging all the way from 11 years old up into their 40s. Minute 22 to go here in the second period. It's 5-2 in favor of the Minnesota Saints here over Carolina. And the Fury had an early 2-1 lead in the first period.
Yep.
And Chad Wilson came in the game and turned things around for the Saints, but now he's back on the bench. And to get the clock straightened out, I think.
Minute 22 left in the period.
And referee still talking over to the scorer's table or signaling over there.
If North Carolina wants a chance in this match, they need to score right now. Right before this
Absolutely.
period ends.
They quick goals, too, to try to pop in 2 or 3 before they can get Chad Wilson back in.
Yep.
Actually, we did get a penalty against the Minnesota Saints, so Carolina will go on the power play, and as it'll go out of play
And if
now.
North
at minute
Carolina
9.
doesn't move up some of their D, I mean,
Yeah, that's Michelle Sylvie, who's moved up a little bit, George's mother.
that's right. Looks like she has a good stick on her.
She's not quite at center ice, kind of
No.
halfway between the net and that center line. Now the ball's
she's-
all tied up.
Yeah.
1 minute remaining.
Minute left. Thompson
little-
trying to dig it out.
Yep, nice little fight there by Jim. Going around the net. Might
Jim
pass
will
up to Sylvie.
Try a wraparound, still loose, and
And
it'll be
no.
blown dead by the officials with 48.7 seconds left.
Great effort by Jim Thompson.
Again, we think Carolina will probably end up the number 4 seed here in this pool against Philadelphia tomorrow. We know
Right.
your team, Ottawa, will end up with Toronto,
That's right.
and the Minnesota Saints will likely end up matched up with Michigan. And that would leave the Minnesota Selects to play Calgary in the
Oh.
final quarterfinal tomorrow. Here's Trite in the corner.
Nice little
Lost
check.
it to Thompson. Out
Here's
in
an
front.
opportunity.
And Sylvie couldn't quite get there in time. 30 seconds to go.
Dwight just backhands it out like he should.
Now here's Michelle Sylvie. She'll leave it for George Sylvie. Well, we finally got those
speed.
two
Oh.
straightened out.
Yeah.
George Sylvie will dump it in as Dwight will have it behind his own net.
Only 10 seconds left.
Not a lot of time to work
little
with.
turnover there.
5 seconds. It'll be loose along the near side boards. Not sure if anyone's going to get to that quite in time to get an opportunity. And that'll do it here for the second period. And after 2 complete, it's the Minnesota Saints out in front of the Carolina Fury, 5-2. Take a break, get a word from our sponsors, and be back for the third period up next here on PowerHockey.com.
Second period. 40 seconds in. 87 Wilson from 20 Wimmergren from Minnesota.
Hey, Mike.
Minnesota 147 in the period. Wimmergren again from Wilson. At 3:41 in the period. You guessed it. Wimmergren from Wilson. And then with 9:43 remaining or into the period. Wilson.
And welcome back here to the Roy Wilkins Auditorium. Just underway here in the third period as it's
Nice lob by Jim.
a 5-2 lead here for the Minnesota Saints as we'll get our first whistle here of the period.
So it looks like Minnesota brought out the wall. I don't know his actual name. I just know him as the wall.
I like that, the wall.
Yeah.
Tough guy to score against, I take it.
Oh, yeah. He'll block most of their lobs. He's big enough.
So you're thinking that might be part of the strategy of not having Chad out there, kind of to pack
right.
tight things in tightly defensively and hold this lead.
That's right.
Again, it's those same two up front here for Carolina who should get a number of opportunities here in this period. That's Jim Thompson, George Sylvie. Carolina also switched things at least a little bit here on this.
Sylvie with the opportunity there, but not quick enough.
Carolina did make one switch. They don't have Michelle Sylvie playing kind of out as that center ice player. They have another guy out there trying to catch his number. I think it's Will Rhodes. Again, the Fury are short-handed right now for about another minute, but you wouldn't know it because they've been putting on
That's right.
a lot of pressure.
Doesn't look that way.
At least offensively, it doesn't really change their strategy. They still pretty much just stick with Sylvie and Thompson up front, but now Minnesota will get an extra defender on the ice as they're full strength.
Nice little fight there with Sylvie.
Sylvie trying to dig that out from the Minnesota defenseman. And now flipped over to the far side, but nobody there except white shirts. Sylvie, long shot turned away by Trite. Get it back, and that shot goes just wide.
Yeah. Twite has some room. Oh, not with Sylvie there. Good aggression.
And now here's an opportunity for Minnesota.
Yeah.
And try to pass it over towards the back door.
Sylvie whacks it out.
And now it's Minnesota with it.
Nice screen by Twite here. Oh.
Goes just through the stick of the Carolina defenseman. Now here's an opportunity, but
almost
swatted away by Jim Thompson. And Thompson will get that cleared out. And we're live here from the Roy Wilkins Auditorium in St. Paul next to the XL Energy Center where the Minnesota Wild play. Roy Wilkins Auditorium, home to a number of events through the years. I believe the old Fighting Saints minor league hockey team used to play a few games here every once in a while. Also had some high school regional games that took place at this facility, now primarily used as a concert venue. Here's Twite sending it towards the corner.
looks like we're seeing the goalie from Minnesota actually playing forward now.
So kind of an unconventional day here for the Saints.
Yeah, looks like they're just giving opportunity for different positions.
Got a little practice in for tomorrow and hopefully Thursday.
That's always fun. Sylvie trying to break out, but having a little bit of trouble there.
I gotta ask,
wow, nice little move there.
Yeah, Sylvie, a very good move. A youngster, just 14 years old.
Yeah. Nice
and now Twitey will slap it towards the net. Actually went through the wheel of the Carolina defenseman. But wide.
You were going to ask a question there?
Yes, I was going to ask, did you get a chance to usually play any unusual positions for yourself, like goalie or something?
I played some D in my league.
Oh, okay.
That's about it. That's about it.
So nothing too crazy, all right.
I love playing goalie, though. It's fun. You know?
Oh, okay.
It's like all the pressure's on you, so.
They're probably not going to give you an opportunity to do that, though, in this tournament, I'm guessing.
Definitely not.
11:48 to go here in the third period.
Plus, we have a great goalie. I wouldn't want to even do that.
Tonight's game also brought to you by Ability Care Providers Incorporated, Ability Care Partners Incorporated, as they're a registered PCA choice provider with the Minnesota Department of Human Services. They were founded in 2003 by St. Thomas graduate John Holler. By Rolex Vans. as they sell new and used wheelchair vans directly to you. Also brought to you by Awesome Design. They do graphics, logos, websites. That's awesome. Graphic designs. Awesome design graphics.
Any questions in the stream or?
Not really a whole lot. Not quite as lively as it was during the last game.
There we go.
Now we're back. Give you a little musical performance there, just a second.
Trying to wake you up,
That's right.
5-2.
We're good, Mike. Getting everything all straightened out. Yeah, we're talking about the comment stream. Had a lot of people commenting during your game against Philadelphia, but
Really?
not quite as lively here in this game.
What were they saying?
I think they were saying you were the best player they'd ever seen.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Not the way I played that game.
Yeah.
Most dirty, probably.
Oh,
nice
we didn't
little
get any
shot.
comments like that. No, people were just enjoying the game and thought it was very entertaining.
Great. Sylvie trying to dig it out of the corner there, doing a little circular routine there.
I think a 720 there from George Sylvie in the
Yeah,
corner.
it looked like it. Dwight has it, passes it up.
Yeah, a little too far there on the headband pass.
Yeah. But they got in the zone, and he's taking it right to the corner, most likely. Oh, back up
A
to
little over 11 minutes to go as now Sylvie will have it behind the net.
good speed. Oh, I'm shocked he did that. Okay.
It was kind of a pick that didn't really pick anybody off.
No. Seemed unnecessary.
Oh, and now Sylvie nearly
Wow.
snuck that into the net, but a good save there made by Hughley here with 10:44 to go in the third period.
He has a great forehand, and he had all the room there. But maybe he saw something I didn't.
Well, tomorrow the games will begin at 11 o'clock, as it'll be, I believe, in the first game tomorrow, the Minnesota Saints matching up against Michigan at 11 o'clock. And then 12:45, it'll be Philadelphia versus Carolina. At 2:30, it looks like it'll be you guys, Ottawa, playing Toronto, which I think you said already, which you know, 2:30.
Yeah.
Then 4:15, it'll be Calgary taking on the Minnesota Selects. And of course, we'll have the semifinal games at 6 o'clock and 7:45. All here on the Ustream feed for the Power Hockey Cup 2014. Carolina will try to get it out of the corner.
Jim there to,
Dangerously
very
thrown out in
dangerous.
front,
Oh,
yes.
and he chips it, wow.
Well, so far so good here for the Saints' strategy of keeping Chad
Nice
out of the
lob.
game and keeping things in check.
Sylvie's
Carolina
there.
hasn't scored yet since Wilson left. As you said, yeah, here comes Sylvie
Here comes the wraparound.
on the wrap,
Oh.
but a good save there made by Hughley.
Seems like they're getting all the opportunities, but just, unlucky bounces, not going in,
And you said Minnesota brought in their player, as you call the Wall, who's
Right.
helped things out defensively.
Definitely. He jams up the middle. He'll jam up the lobs. He's definitely there to pad the lead. Not pad the lead, but protect the lead.
Be an interesting strategy here for Minnesota. Should Carolina score a goal and make it a 2-goal game, and you kind of get in that dicey situation of what you do with Chad Wilson.
Yeah, I can't see them keeping him in. You got to unleash the beast from the cage,
Yeah, still a 3-goal lead. They
Yeah.
have the lead, which is all that counts.
Sylvie's showing some great fight here.
Now Carolina has moved up that third player at least a little bit
A little bit
to
of
help
a
out
break,
offensively.
but
Yeah, could this be an opportunity for Minnesota? They'll throw it
Jonathan
towards the
Greason
net.
with semi-break here, but Dwight behind. I'm look for the flip shot here.
Let's see.
Yep.
They'll flip it towards the net
Oh.
and just went wide.
And Jim with the rebound, it's in.
And he does score, correct, and it's 5-3. And we were
Beautiful
just talking
backhand.
about what Minnesota does strategically.
Oh,
Well, now
yeah.
we get that situation with a beautiful backhand shot, as you said.
All right, bottom right corner. That was a great shot by Jim Thompson. It was only a matter of time, right?
It's kind of felt like it, so it's 5-3. plenty of time here for Carolina with a little under 9 minutes to go.
And Chad still has his legs crossed, so I don't think he's going out. I'm shocked. There's still 8 minutes left.
Well, one goal game perhaps. Well, obviously if it gets tied or
Yes.
Carolina takes the lead, you would think he would for sure be back. But
Yeah.
a long way to go from that.
Well, for me, it's not even close right now, so I don't know.
Well, we shall see what happens down the stretch.
Yeah, here comes Twite behind the
6
net.
minutes and 9 seconds in the
Twite.
period.
Sylvie going right in for the
Yeah,
check.
good interception there from Sylvie.
Yep.
6:09.
Pick off that pass, and now we'll try to look for Thompson. Again, it's pretty much just a two-man gain
Yep.
offensively here for Carolina, and Minnesota knows that as they pretty much get everything nice and compact near the net to not give you any room.
Sylvie really fighting here. He's even looking a bit right in the face. Yeah. But anything to win, right?
He's had to work hard,
Yeah.
as has Thompson. As they're literally the only two players they use offensively as they keep things pretty compact with the rest of their players defensively.
Jim trying to fit behind that net.
Still
Yeah.
5-3, just over 8 minutes to go.
Sylvie has it.
And
Hafner moving into the zone.
we'll see if Hofner can get Minnesota
nice
a
little
much-needed
shot.
goal. Yeah, a light slap shot,
Oh,
but a block was made there by the Carolina goaltender. Again, that's Jonathan Greason.
And the wall stops it. Number
The wall-
64.
the
I think
wall.
his name is Gordon.
Gordy Foster, correct.
Gordy
I
Foster. that's
figure we
right.
should put a name to that
Yeah.
nickname we've had. Gordy Foster from Woodbury, Minnesota, just a little bit east here of.
Jeff just it off Hafner. Sylvie waiting for the pass.
Now Thompson will
Oh,
have it
nice.
in his own zone, trying to weave through.
Nice. Gets it up to Sylvie. Well, tries to.
Well, that'll be a race here between Twite.
Oh, shoot. We
And
gonna see a
Sylvie.
shot? Nope. Looking for the wraparound.
What will Sylvie do?
Well,
Sylvie will work
Oh.
towards the far side, takes a shot, but
Wow.
just goes
Oh, my
wide. The
God.
net's off,
So
but the referee letting play continue.
Jim Thompson trying to get the ball from Twite there. Is he
Yeah.
going to backhand it? Nope. Just takes his time.
Yeah, might as well with a
Yeah.
2-goal lead.
Might
Waste
as
as
well.
much time as he can.
I'd be dipsy doodling in the corner if I were him. Here we go. Oh. Okay.
And now it'll be dumped towards the net
See,
and the
Gord-
wall,
the
a.k.a. Gordy Foster, there for
Right.
the block.
Right. Nice little backhand I was talking about earlier.
Here's Thompson to try to chase it down. He'll be helped out by a teammate.
Oh, wow. Getting real dirty. Jim comes out with it.
And now loose out in front. Here is Thompson clearing it towards
But
the net, and it'll hit
there's the
Gordy.
wall.
Quite good hustle to get back
Yeah.
and get there before Sylvie, as we'll get a whistle here with 6:25 to go.
That's a good whistle because sometimes, when you just play for a long period, you get tired. It's good to have a whistle, refresh a bit, get some energy back, refocus.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
And now some substitutions here from Minnesota.
Chad's still looking lackadaisical.
Now the bearded men will be on the floor here for Minnesota Saints. And Twite's kind of been the catalyst, at least offensively, in the absence of Chad Wilson.
Jim almost got a goal right there off the face-off. Oh, he's gonna whack. Oh,
We'll see what Twite does.
nice
He'll
pull back.
waste a little more time
Jim
now.
takes it,
Almost,
though.
he did turn it over. Yeah, Thompson had it for a moment. Now swatted over to the side by Sylvie. Sylvie lifts it towards the net. That one just goes wide,
Just
bouncing.
wide.
Now here's Twite with just over
There's
5
that
minutes.
backhand.
Twite will clear it away, chased down by Sylvie. Sylvie behind the net. Now
Nice little
working
move
her way.
there.
There he comes trying to get around Twite.
Nice little flip, but okay.
Yeah, Hughley saw it coming all the way, but
Hughley, the goalie, the wall, they all saw it. Nice little backhander by Jim.
and
But Twite somewhat alone here.
We'll have to see if he can make a move around that defenseman.
Oh,
Decides
nice
to take a
chop.
long shot. And now here's Sylvie behind his own net.
See what he does with it. Blows
George
by
Sylvie
one.
has a
Blows
couple
by
more players
Twite.
to beat.
And we see the shot.
Oh, and a good save made by Hughley. That's
And a
about as much
rebounder.
room as he's had to work with in a while.
That's right.
Breaking through that Minnesota defense. Under 5 minutes to go. It's still a 2-goal lead here for the Saints, trying to hang on and go through pool play undefeated.
Oh,
Carolina searching for their first win in pool play. Still very much in this game, trailing by just 2.
that's right. Along the boards.
Here's Twite.
That's the correct play there. Just put it deep when you have that lead, you know?
Waste some time, exactly.
That's right. Make them use some energy.
Stick
Oh.
handle through the
Nice shot by
deep
Dwight.
defense.
Here it comes.
Oh, let's see what Sylvie can do.
This is
Sylvie
it.
has some
Coming down
room.
the wing.
Backhanded shot
Oh,
saved by
so-
Hughley. Now Thompson with the rebound.
Nice
But Thompson will be pestered there by Twite.
Let's see the shot.
Sylvie gets another shot.
But blocked by Gordy.
Save, and
by Wall.
referee still looking. And I think he's going to say it's still dead. Yes.
Yeah, that's a dead ball.
A little different than that first goal where it took forever for the referee to decide that it was a Carolina goal. I think you might have missed that one early.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't here for that
Yeah.
one.
Everyone thought it was a dead ball, then the referee finally decided no, it indeed was a goal.
Okay.
About 2 minutes later.
I don't
Have
like
to
those
confer.
kind of goals, to be honest, but a goal is clear, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jim's still fighting for it.
Now cleared away here to center. There to help out is Thompson.
There's Jim with the lob.
Big lob of that one,
Yeah.
way off target. It'll stay in play.
But
as
Sylvie's
chased
the
down by
first
Sylvie.
there. Oh, Sylvie. Wow.
Well, Sylvie's been everywhere here in this period for Carolina.
He's definitely shown to be a star player and definitely has the fight to, you know, play in this tournament, really.
Going to be a big player here for years to come,
Oh, yeah.
along with a lot of the other youngsters here in this tournament. Now cleared into the
Sylvie
Fury
first to get the
zone.
ball. Goes behind the net.
Still plenty of time, trailing by just 2 goals. You would think if they can
Nice
score
move there.
1 here before the 1 minute mark, they're certainly going to be in business.
That's right. Here comes
Here.
the lob.
And another big save made by Hughley has had a good game so far as the Minnesota netminder,
That's right.
coming up with some big saves.
And now Twite has the ball.
And
Clears
smart play
it.
by Twite just to clear it out and waste more time. So at least it'll waste a good 20 to 30 seconds, if not more, for Carolina to try to bring it back up the ice.
Sylvie has the ball with plenty of room here. Plenty
Again,
of room. Let's see what happens.
if he can get around Twite, he'll have a
Oh,
good
he almost
chance.
made a
But
nice
Twite,
move.
good defense
There he
by
comes.
Twite. And now Twite's going to have an opportunity. Twite a shot, and it just goes wide.
I thought that was in for sure. Nice, great save by Jonathan Greason.
Certainly would have been a clinching goal here for the Minnesota Saints had
That's right.
Twite buried that one. But Carolina still with a chance, 1:55 to go, as we'll get a whistle, trailing by 2 goals, and I believe, I thought Carolina wanted a timeout earlier, but now they're not going to call one.
No.
We heard the coach yelling for one during the middle of play, perhaps for the next stoppage, but I'll let things continue. So off the face-off, it'll be cleared down by Sylvie.
Gory the wall. Let's see what happens here.
There's Sylvie. Behind the net, we'll
Lobs
flip it
it
out
for
in front of
Jim.
Thompson.
Nice move.
1:35, Thompson
Oh, Twite coming
chase
up.
it over on the far side. Yeah, good block there by
Nice-
Twite.
Nice play by Twite there.
Again, it'll waste at least another good 20 to 30 seconds here for the Saints.
As the game wraps up, I want to just give a shout out to this new Power Hockey League out in Texas. They're just starting out. They have a couple players and they're new on the map, so just want to give a shout out to them. Hope we see you at some tournaments in a couple of years, or maybe even in 2 years.
Absolutely. Good to see the game growing.
Oh yeah, the whole sport, just blossoming.
Under a minute left. And we'll see if Twyke can get another big clear, and he does. And now Carolina's backs are really against the wall as they have to go the length of the ice, trailing by 2. With less than a minute to go.
If they could score too quickly here, we might see an OT, because that'd be interesting. But
got to find a way to get that one.
Yeah, they have to
35
get that one.
seconds. And now Minnesota will take this all day of just having the ball stuck under a chair.
They're very happy with this.
Now here comes Sill. He almost certainly has to score on this opportunity to have a chance.
The wall.
But again, good block there made by the wall, a.k.a., as we say, Gordy Foster.
Yeah.
13 seconds left, and here for Carolina, but they certainly put up a good fight.
They definitely were the better team for the majority of this game. Unfortunately, this didn't happen.
And will be the Minnesota Saints coming out on top, as they will be the #1 seed in Pool A. Give credit to Carolina keeping this thing close.
For sure.
But the difference was that brief little fury of Chad Wilson coming into the game and having an impact. But
that's right.
It was enough for the Saints as they beat Carolina by a score of 5-3.
Great
Thanks so much for Robbie, stopping by the broadcast.
Well, pleasure commentating. I love doing it. So.
Absolutely. For Brett Johnson, Mike York, and everyone else here on the webcast crew, make sure you tune in tomorrow for more Power Hockey, as it'll be the knockout stages here of this tournament. Thanks for tuning in.
Later, folks.